No. No. Why? Why? No. Why did they take it?
This is what happens when you take out loans. They come back for them. With interest.
You're coming back for the leg next week. Goodbye, leg. Goodbye, Fomas's leg. I failed you!
Wyatt, just so you know, the red light is on.
Wait, what? Hello, my fireflies, and welcome back to the TheCyanFirefly. It's me, Wyatt.
And Azalee.
And today we're here for another Sunday sit-down. We had a lot of fun doing the last one, so hey, we figured let's not do it again.
Wait.
I know what I said. Leave it alone. Anyway, moving right along. So, discussing what we've been doing for the past week. The Guild Wars beta started on Friday. That's pretty fun. They opened up the Sylvari and Asura zones.
Oh my god, the Sylvari zone is absolutely gorgeous. We finished the recording and I spent 20 minutes just wandering around afterwards because it's... beautiful! Just so beautiful!
They also added a really neat feature. We've been calling them vistas. We're not actually sure what they're
they're called vistas. They're
sure?
Vista points, yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, you walk up to them and you activate them, and it gives you a flyby view of the entire area. The one that focused on the pale tree itself was pretty beautiful.
Oh my god. Oh.
Speaking of which, the entire Sylvari area, again, is... I mean, it is gamergasm. Hello!
It takes Garden to a whole new level.
Alright, I'm gonna do a little jump here because we gushed about Guild Wars 2 way too much, and now it's time to refocus on the central topic of this evening's conversation, which is, Azalee, if you'll please.
Parents and the habit of using video games as babysitters.
Yes. Parents love to come around and basically use video games as an excuse not to watch their own goddamn children. They throw on the magic box and they sit their child down for a couple of hours, and it gives them time to do whatever the hell they want, which is kind of a detriment to their development. We also see the argument that violence in video games leads to bad children as they grow up. Well, first off, there's a system for these things.
In America, we call it the ESRB rating system.
And those seem to be ignored quite a bit. The ERSB rating system is actually quite useful. It can help determine whether or not a title is appropriate for your child. Early childhood being the C rating. There's also E for everyone, which is 6+. There's E10+, which is everyone who is 10 and up. There's T for teen, which is 13 up. Mature, which is 17 up. And AO, which is adults only.
And that's just in America. That's not even touching upon, like, the UK PEGI rating system or,
SERO, which is the Japanese rating system.
Right.
You also have the ACB in Australia, which, unfortunately, is the most flawed one, but...
Yeah, well... everyone knows the system. Everyone knows what it was designed to do. I mean, according to the ESRB informational website, it's meant to empower consumers, especially parents, with the ability to make informed decisions about the age appropriateness of video games and mobile apps. The problem is, it's not really adhered to. I mean, come on. We got parents going in.
We got a bunch of uninformed consumers running into gaming stores everywhere, purchasing these games that are clearly not appropriate for their frickin' children. They don't know what's happening in them, and there's no oversight. And there's a lot of these stores out here, I used to work for one of them, that don't even bother carding for children. It's
absolutely inane. And then what makes it worse is the parents decide to blame the video games, blame the development companies, blame the industry, when they have the freaking tools tools available to make it so this doesn't happen. We've got the internet. They can look up reviews based off of the games. They can look up advertisements. YouTube is an amazing resource for just doing that alone. The ESRB rating system is right there.
It's printed right on the box.
They don't ask the questions to the people that are selling the game. Is this appropriate for my child? No, I'm just gonna pick it up, buy it for him anyway, and then the next thing I know, I see blood or brain matter being splattered across a wall. Oh my god, what are you playing? You bought this for me, Mom!
And then we have the example of, like, Grand Theft Auto, where you can just run around a city.
City, dear, city.
Yes, you can run around a city and just mass murder people with rocket launchers. You can pull hookers aside and rape them. And I know more frickin' kids who are 12 and under who have played that game than people I know that are my age and above.
And that's sad, and that's the parents' fault. That's the parents' fault for listening to their child go, I want this one, I want this one. And mommy and daddy going off to buy because it's Christmas or it's their birthday or they did something special, get them the game, and then this is what they end up with.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've had a kid come up to my counter, this was back when I had a real job, come up to my counter and throw down, for instance, Gears of War, which, for those who have played it, that's an extremely bloody, violent game. You have a chainsaw bayonet. Think about that for a moment. A simple piece of sharp metal on the end of the gun wasn't violent enough for this game. No, instead they had to take a chainsaw to your... What the hell?
Pardon, we,
Azalee, you're supposed to be watching out for this stuff.
Why is it my job?
Okay, time for some more illegal patchwork. Pardon me. The city doesn't know about any of this. Ho-hum. Oh, they destroyed my seat?
Yes.
God damn it. You know how expensive these are? We spent all of our budget this month on these frickin' torches.
No, you spent most of our budget on a couch that the torches burned. Don't hit me.
Don't remind me.
I'm sorry, that poor couch. It was beautiful, too.
And the equipment that you saw in my inventory...
It was plush and leather seating.
the equipment you saw in my inventory, that was all rentals. It was all rentals. Don't worry about it. That's not actually me owning anything. I don't have enough money to own anything. Oh, they destroyed the podium! Son of a... This is the problem with doing a talk show in Minecraft. Now I have to sit on dirt. Is that thunder? Ugh. Whatever. I'm gonna stand on a block of dirt. You might notice that there are a few less leaks in the ceiling.
Yeah, we're still missing the wall that would have prevented this from happening!
Well, yes, that is lightning. It's raining! Ugh.
Oh well.
I'm gonna fix the time. Hold on. Set 0. Anyway, I can't tell you how many times I've had children run up and buy games that are just not appropriate for them. I mean, we'll turn them away because we're a responsible store, depending on who's doing the selling, and then their parent will just run up a few minutes later, and doing it with this camera style is exceedingly painful. Their parent will come up a few minutes later and just buy it them anyway, regardless of what I tell them. Oh, my child's responsible. My child would know better. Well, your child's frickin' 8 years old. I don't think it's appropriate for him to be chainsawing aliens in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anymore. I get really passionate when I talk about this, and
well, it's this kind of problem that gives the video game industry a really, really bad stigma. And it's one that unfortunately has gone through so many years. Like, we've had the federal Congress bitching. We've had what's-his-face.
What
Oh my god!
And we're back. Sorry about that. This is the problem with not having 4 walls and trying to do this all in Minecraft. That said, we're leaving this all in because we find it rather hysterical. Anyway. So, that all said, where were we?
The stigma that all these poor choices that parents make put onto the gaming community and the gaming industry.
Yes. It also helps that, you know, there is actually no scientifically backed research that actually shows that there is a correlation between video game violence and actual real-life violence, regardless of what some politicians have been saying.
Mm-hmm. The unfortunate side of it is a lot of people are willing to believe that video game is the cause of tragedies like, to bring it up again, unfortunately, Columbine and the 2 students that played Doom 3. Doom 3 was the blame that was put. This is a topic that really frustrates me.
Are you sure it was Doom 3 and not Doom?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Doom, yeah.
Okay.
I had a moment, shut up. The spontaneous zombie outbreak we had.
Yeah, we actually had to sit and mess around a little bit and make sure that the rain would stop, because, as it turns out, it's possible for zombies and creepers to spawn during a thunderstorm, because it's just dark enough. What the hell?!
Oh my god! I think we should start over and add that wall.
I don't think we should start over. Anyway. Please, please, please start liking and favoriting our videos so we can get out of situations like this. Please. We need more money. Anyway.
We need a wall. Somebody donate. God.
Anyway.
Oh
my god.
They sneak around the corners!
Keep an eye out for creepers, please.
I'm trying to read my research notes and they sneak up on us. It's like, what the hell, man? Anyway.
Trying to have a serious conversation. Just getting attacked.
Everybody knows about the rating systems, and most people know how they got started. But for those that don't, here's a quick rundown. The violence in video games was primarily the reason. Everybody knows about Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was the first move on the video games of the arcade genre. Everyone knows Mortal Kombat. We don't need to go into Delicious Carnage.
Hold on. The first move on the arcade by the video game genre, I believe that would be Pong.
No.
The first violent game in arcades?
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about.
Yes, but you did not specify that it was the first violent arcade game. You made it seem like it was the first arcade game ever.
The first violent video game of the arcade genre. Excuse me, Mr. Hoity-toity. God. Ugh.
I should stop trusting you to do your own research.
Hey!
Hey, ow. Now I'm stuck in a hole. Thanks.
Good.
All my controls are reversed. Damn it.
Anyway. Then we had games like, Doom. There was one that I've never even heard about before called Night Trap.
That wasn't an arcade game.
No, but this was one. This was one for the home market.
Actually, hold on. It was an arcade game. I apologize because of the arcade cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Night Trap was just insane, though. So
no, wait. I'm thinking of Gotcha. God damn it.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Night Trap was a home game. It was for the Sega. The Sega Mega CD.
Yes. So, I've never heard of this game before, but apparently it takes place during an all-girls slumber party, and you play as a member of the Special Task Group, solving the mystery of missing girls while saving the current slumber party from a neighboring vampire family, or something to that effect. It's not the best summary, but whatever. It has a lot of history behind it. It was ported from different consoles, but the biggest controversy was the one sparked in the U.S. Congress. Night Trap doesn't have what we recognize as cutscenes or QTEs or anything like that. It was a game that was actually filmed. It was all done in cinematography with a HUD overlay, and it cost like $1.5 million. The biggest criticism for this game was that it supposedly encouraged the trapping and killing of women, specifically in a game over scene where one of the girls was captured in a bathroom by the evil vampire overlord neighbors and drained of her blood.
Yes.
This game, even to that standard, like if I was born in the years that game was released.
You were.
No, like actually physically able to play it.
Oh, well, yeah.
I was too young to play this game. Sorry.
What? The Sega Mega CD? That was probably around 4? I don't remember when that system
I didn't get my first PlayStation until I was 8.
Oh, yeah, but that's due to your parents, not because you were physically unable to play the game.
Oh, we're not gonna get into that matter. Anyway, this game... It's grade B hokey horror. It's the kind of game that you immediately think something like Tarantula or Day of the Triffids or Invasion of the Body Snatchers kind of thing. It's hokey grade B horror.
Yes, and
there's nothing worth flipping
universally,
out over.
Keep in mind, at this point in time, video games were largely seemed to be a kiddie kind of thing, and parents demonized this thing across the board, and it kind of had a small impact on the actual gaming industry. Not as much as other more well-known gaming controversies are, like, say, E.T., but we're not talking about those today. No, we're talking about parents who shouldn't be buying the games that they are. And then there are also the cases of parents who overblow situations that are very much minor, like that game. There was also, believe it or not, there was actually a controversy surrounding Portal 2.
Oh my god.
I actually can't believe this happened. There are some people with really, really sensitive skins. Now, I'm not sure how widely known this issue is. I didn't hear about it until last week. But
yeah, but this happened back in, like, April of this year, is when it first apparently hit primetime news.
Irrelevant. Let's get actually talking about it. So, I'm sure most of you have played Portal 2. And if you haven't, it's a really fun game. Go and play it. It can be frustrating, but go play it.
Well, that's puzzles for you.
Now, there is a point where Wheatley is making fun of you. Now, Wheatley looks down on your character and says,
Fatty, no parents. Or something along those lines.
Along those lines. But he's basically making fun of the fact that Shell
is an orphan.
Now, a parent who was playing this game with his child in the room had an adopted child, and he was...
No, the child was the one playing, and Daddy happened to be sitting there.
Either way,
yeah.
The father was appalled. Child didn't care. But this father went to several different nudie studios.
Well, that would certainly make news more interesting.
Well, if
but...
he went to several different nudie studios, maybe he could have a kid of his own. Anyway.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, that was horrible. Anyway.
Okay, this is the moment where we know we're going to hell.
Yes. Anyway, he went to several different news studios and complained publicly about it. One news team actually even tried to contact Valve on the subject. I believe Valve, even to this day, has refused to comment, but it's just absolutely ridiculous. The child was completely fine. I mean, if the child doesn't know that they're adopted and you don't plan on telling them, that's whatever. If you did tell the child that they're adopted, or you plan on telling the child that they're adopted, I think you have bigger things to worry about than the effect of a line from a bloody video game that clearly didn't have any impact on the child to begin with.
Not to mention that most of those comments in that game were strictly for amusement purposes. They're meant to be funny. They're meant to be... they're not meant to be pissing people off.
Not to mention, it wasn't really even fully said in a serious manner. It was reminiscent of the really weak playground bullying that you'll hear some kids throw about that really has no merit. Time 0, because it's getting dark again. Did that fix it? No, that did not fix it, because I used the wrong command. Set 0. Now?
Yes.
There we go.
No zombies for you.
No. Last thing we want is more bloody creepers spawning and destroying more of our set!
That too. I mean... Ugh.
Anyway, I think we're starting to slowly circle the drain about stuff here. I'm really just running out of steam when it comes to this particular topic. At the end of the day, parents really need to look at what media their kids are consuming, and they need to have far more oversight on their children in general. And that goes for more things than just video games. This goes for movies. This goes with the kinds of kids that their children are hanging out with, the kinds of organizations they get involved in. I mean, your children are not saints. I mean, it's hard to say that, and you want to assume that your child is the greatest person on the planet, and they're never going to do any wrong. But the fact is, that's not true. I mean, I was a kid once. I remember being a little pissant. I didn't want to say shit, but I remember being a little pissant. I was very capable of making mistakes. I still am. So, oversight is a very important thing in a child's life. Any other closing remarks, Hasley?
The only one that I can think of is a very, very good quote by a very famous duo, Penn and Teller.
Yes.
This
particular quote comes from their now canceled TV show Bullshit, which we absolutely adored. I'm kind of upset that they ended up closing it out, but...
But this came from their episode on violence and video games, and a lot of the issues that went on with it. To quote Penn, the next time you
Teller
feel...
doesn't talk.
The next time you feel like worrying about fake violent video games, try a little Gedanken experiment. Imagine that video games were invented 100 years before football. Picture school video game teams and uniforms and hot-ass cheerleaders with big bouncing pom-poms. Now imagine after 100 years of extracurricular video game fun, football is invented and reintroduced to schools. Thousands of kids get real, no kidding, no fantasy, no make-believe, broken knees, legs, ankles, cervical trauma, heat stroke, and concussions. And that's just the start. What would parents do? From 1931 to 2007, 665 kids died from injuries they suffered playing football.
And I think we're going to cut the quote there, because it goes on considerably longer than what we want to do.
Yeah.
So
but the point remains.
It's ridiculous. You want to flip out about video games where somebody can run around in a virtual world, let out their stress in a virtual fashion that's not going to hurt anyone.
There are proven studies that doing that sort of thing actually reduces the likelihood of physical stress, mental stress.
I know video games are the only thing that stopped me from walking into my school and beating the snot out of a bunch of people. But, I digress. Take what you want from this conversation, and do become informed consumers when you guys become parents. And if you're parents already, I hope you're the kind of consumers that know that not all video games are good for their children. And if you don't, pay attention to what we just said, because it is kind of important. Sure, there is no causal link between video game violence and violent children. However, do not buy your child exceedingly violent video games
and then have the balls to go out and blame the industry for the bad parenting that you're giving. It is bad parenting, and that is the end of the matter. Is you're the ones that are going out spending the money, you're the ones that are bringing home the game, you're the ones that are sitting your children down and letting them play Mortal Kombat, Doom 3, Assassin's Creed, Mass Effect. All of these games that have ratings that are clearly above their age bracket. And then you're the ones that have the audacity to go, I didn't know. What is preventing you from doing the research? I mean, seriously, what's preventing you? Ask yourself that.
Easy. Stupid.
Laziness. Or how... It comes down to laziness. They think that the ESRB rating system is the only thing they need. It is a resource.
Yes,
among
but the
many
point
resources.
is, they don't even pay attention to the ERSB rating system. But
I know.
we already covered that.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, so that's all we have for this particular topic. Any particular announcements we want to go over this week?
I think look forward to more Guild Wars stuff.
Yes.
I'm intending on trying to do a Penumbra playthrough, but
yeah, we'll see how far that goes with you.
I'm working the courage up. Don't hold me to it. I hate games like that.
But, yes, look forward to more Sylvari coverage. We're probably not going to be able to do any Asura coverage, because I only have so much space on my system, and Fraps takes up a lot of space, so I can only keep track of so much footage at any given point in time, because I do not have a backup Fraps drive at the moment.
Well, there's also the fact that the beta's only got, like, a day
One
left.
more day left in it, yeah.
So we're not really going to be able to get to the Asura, but...
There, do look forward to some Sanctum footage at some point, and we do still plan on doing Dungeon Defender and Payday. It's just a matter of getting all the scheduling done. So, there is all that. This has been Lyette.
And Azalee.
With the TheCyanFirefly. We are signing off, and we need to do some dreadful, dreadful repairs on our poor set. And please do not inform the government that we are doing such repairs, because we don't have the permits for it.
Oh, no. No permits.
Yeah, we can't even really afford the rent on this place at the moment, so we're actually kind of squatters. Think about that one. We'll catch you next time.